Yes, people, I hope you're all good. Welcome back to brendanpearsonfitness, my YouTube channel. Today we're on a little bit... Today we're going to talk about productivity and a little bit of mental health going through the lockdown, because it's coming to an end. We need to kind of put everything that we've learned through lockdown in terms of routine, in having to manage our own lives pretty much without work to keep us in a routine, and then putting it out into the real world, because Boris is doing a big announcement on Sunday. It's Friday the 8th of May, so it looks like things are going to start slowly going back to, well, very slowly going back to normal. So I thought, camera's getting out today, just going to film a bit about my day, what I've been doing and how to keep that routine and take that forward into lockdown. Always start off with the journal, just literally writing down 3 things that you're grateful for. And then recently I've been writing down 3 things that need to be done for the day. So these are the priorities, these need to be ticked off. Also, make your bed first thing in the morning, alarm goes off, get up, make your bed straight away, no excuses. Get that done, that's one thing ticked off for the day. Simple, 2 or 3 minutes, write it down, come back to it if you need to, get it done. That's tip number 1. Time for my live mobility workout. It's also a good thing to do in the morning, get your mobility done, get you feeling good for the day, because I'm stiff from yesterday. So home mobility workout incoming. Big thumbs up. Filming the video today. You enjoying the mobility or not?
Oh, of course I am. Of course I am.
I will go. Big man's got the mindset.
Oh.
It's set up. Do this one in the living room. Nice and early in the morning, because there's no need to go in the garage to do some mobility. Get it done in the living room. Let's get it in. So, next little productivity tip is get up nice and early, go for a walk, but don't have a coffee first thing. So you don't want to just down a shot of espresso or something first thing in the morning. You want to let your body naturally wake up, give it about an hour at least, so you have a coffee or something. So get up. I like to go for about half an hour walk. I stick a podcast on. So if you're struggling for podcasts, I've just brought one out called Process. The link will be in my description down below. So just get your mind right for the day, have a little think about what you're going to do. It's also nice and refreshing just to get a bit of sun in the morning. So I'm going to go for a walk, go back, and my girlfriend will be home from night shift, so it's just going to be a little one. It's a little productivity tip, and I'll see you in a bit. There's people back from the walk. Spent a little bit of time with my girlfriend before she's off to sleep, hence why we are upstairs in the night shift room, the quietest room in the house. So black coffee to keep the fast going. So I just want to talk about, obviously I'll put all these things that I've talked about that we can use while we're in lockdown to keep that routine going, to set up momentum for the start of the day, to take it through to the rest of the week. So how can you take that and put it into a scenario when lockdown is over?
You know, my voice cracks.
How can we take these things that we've built up and put them into life after lockdown? Just because we've got work now, just because you might be tired because of the long days and stuff, doesn't mean it's an excuse to slack on these little routines. So same thing in the morning, get up, alarm off, jump out of bed straight away, no snoozing, get out, get the blinds open, get some sunlight in, make your bed, do your little journal, your little 5-minute diary, keep that going. That's one thing that you need to keep on going, but I find very beneficial personally. In terms of obviously the morning routine, in terms of mobility, going for a walk, some people will not be able to do that because they need to get to work straight away. They might be getting up ridiculously early anyway, never mind having to try and fit them things in. So just try and keep them in if you can. If not, get yourself to work. If you have to drive to work, stick a podcast on. Just try and make the most of every single minute of the day. Have a podcast on, learn while you're driving to work, or just get your mind set right for the rest of the day. And then moving on from that, there's little things you can still implement at work for productivity, like, I don't know, you might just have a routine. You go in, grab your coffee, sit down at your desk, just zone out for a good 2 hours if you're in an office job, or just have a little trigger or a routine that you do every single day that kind of sets you up for momentum. Make sure everything's organised. If you, again, if you're with an office job or if you're a PT, make sure you've got your clients' programs ready out, so when they come in, you've got everything ready. You're not messing around when they're there, and you set up for the day. Just trying to keep that routine is such an important thing. A lot of people neglect it, and they're just kind of going through day by day doing the same old things, and they're just not really getting any productivity done. But I feel lockdown's probably been a good opportunity for people to implement new routines, try new routines out and see what works best for them. If you've done that well, if you've been successful during lockdown, you're going to take that into normal life, as we call it, when it goes back to normal. You're going to smash it. Like, honestly, you'll fly, because has been a tough few weeks for a lot of people. And like I said, if you've done all the right things, you've kept your routine, you've focused on different aspects of things that you want to pursue, great. You've proved to yourself that you don't need work, like a work routine or a job or someone else telling you to do something to get stuff done, which is an important thing. So that's why a lot of people go and self-employed, because they don't want their own boss. But if you are thinking of going self-employed and being your own boss during this lockdown and you really struggled, realistically, it might not be for you. You might just have to be realistic and say, right, maybe I do need that little bit of push, or maybe you're just not ready for it yet. Maybe down the line you might be ready for it yet. But anyway, that's just a little ramble while I have my coffee. Going to be recording a podcast today with Marcus McCready, MJM Fitness. So we've done a live Q&A before. We want to do a little bit of a chat about setting up for a PT, like starting out, things that we've learned from for me, it's a short time I've been in the industry, things about the industry, a few other questions. So that'll be up probably around the time that this video is up, roughly. So my podcast is called Process, his is called the Mind and Muscle Podcast. So I'll upload it to my podcast Process, and he'll upload it to his as well. We'll add our own little bits in along the way. So gonna get that cracked on today. Got a few phone calls, sorting out the new program with Marksman as well. The mid-season training program, so it'll be for all footballers who are going to go into pre-season. A little bit of an off-season program for you, especially during lockdown, where the gyms probably won't be open. But gonna get set up for the podcast, and I'll see you in a bit. Right, I have no idea what this camera angle is like. I'm gonna keep my voice down, because there's a nurse sleeping on night shift. So 3 eggs, bagel, spinach, a little bit of shreddies, chocolate shreddies, and then there was some leftover peri-peri chicken mini fillets which need to be here today. So I normally either have chicken sausage or just a protein shake. Just gotta eat some of them, and then kiwi, banana, some fruit. Let's get it in. Better. My monster down me. There's only one thing that it can be doing. Like this. So productive little morning. Podcast, a few little interview tasks, business calls in now. Time to hit the gym. No better feeling. Right. Let's go. Ain't this Bryony? Yes, people, so seeming I have got a new mic, I thought I might as well do a voiceover for today's leg day. So my leg days at the minute, I've got one kind of deadlift focused one and one kind of squat focused. This is my squat focused one. So starting off, I've been doing front squats. I've been doing a top set, so either a top set of 5, top set of 3, or a top set of 1, around my kind of rep max. So today was a top set of 5, only working with 85 kilograms. Again, I've just kind of started squatting properly, so we're kind of building it up nice and easy. So it wasn't a really difficult 5, but it was pretty solid. Also, you can't really see on the video, I've got a slight heel elevation. You might be able to see it in other clips, but I have a slight heel elevation just to allow a little bit more depth for me, because first of all I'm a taller person, and also because of previous knee and ankle injuries, my ankle range of motion isn't actually fantastic. So just to get full range of motion, so I'm getting full depth, and then I can also minimise a little bit of ankle and knee pain. But anyway, moving on here, this is my final set of 5 sets of 6 to 8 reps. So I kind of program my weeks, change it each week. So it'll be first week is 5 sets of 6 to 8, then it goes on to 5 sets of 4 to 6, and then for the last week it's 5 sets of 2 to 4 reps. So it's pretty much like a 7-5-3 rep that I'm aiming for, and changing it each week, again with the little heel elevation. So after this I done a similar thing but for back squats. So I did 4 sets of 8 to 12. I forgot to mention that my weight was about 77.5 kilograms for my back offsets, and then I'm using the same weight as I did for my front squats for my back squats here. So this is 77.5, going for sets of 8 to 12, and I think I managed first set 12 and then 2 sets of 10 and then a set of 9 on my last set. It was quite tough. So normally with my squats I kind of work every 3 minutes on the minute. I just keep the timer rolling just to keep the session flowing, so you have about 2.5 minutes rest by the time you actually start your set. But for my first exercise, which I'm just going for a top set of 5, I allow as much rest as I need. So a quick tip for anybody who is back squatting with a barbell and has had previous back injuries or has got back pain at the minute, really think about sucking your core in and tucking your pelvis under so your spine's nice and neutral. You'll know that feeling where your core's really tight. Exercises like dead bugs are perfect for this, and ab rollouts, because you have to try and keep your spine neutral throughout. So moving on, a few little accessory movements. So we've got seated calf raise. This is a nice little variation here, just the barbell, got the hip thrust pad on the knees just to cushion the knees. And then what we're thinking about here is a nice 3 to 4 second eccentric, pause for 2 or 3 seconds, and then contract up, and again pause for about 2 seconds at the top. So when you are doing calf raises, try and do them as slow and controlled as possible, and really try and think about the contraction of the muscle rather than just lifting the weight. Like when people are struggling to grow calves, I see people bouncing up and down, and what's actually happening is you're putting a lot of load on the Achilles tendon rather than the actual calf muscle. So the tendon's pretty much the thing that's going to take the bounce. So when you are doing plyometric stuff, that's the thing that takes a lot of the weight. Whereas when you want to build your calf muscles, you want the calf muscles to obviously be the one working. So nice and slow. Not to say that I have big calves, because I certainly don't whatsoever, but I have very long limbs as well, which doesn't help. But yeah, nice and controlled with these, working 3 sets between 15 and 20 reps, going to failure on these because it's only calf raises and it's only 3 sets, so working all the way to failure. I also switch up these in my other session with single leg standing calf raises, just to alternate that we're focusing on the 2 different calf muscles. So this variation you'd be focusing more on the soleus, which is the lower calf muscle. So when the knee is bent, it takes the gastrocnemius, which is the upper calf muscle, out of the equation, majority anyway, because the gastrocnemius crosses over at the knee, so it's pretty much inactive during this. And then when you do the standing variation, you're kind of working the whole calf muscle, but a bit more gastrocnemius, which again, like I said, is the higher calf muscle. So mixing up your calf raises, always sticking it pretty high rep, at least 15 plus reps, but alternating each session. So next up, this is a key exercise which I've done for my knee pain. I've done it for a long time now. Terminal knee extensions. I've kind of tried loads of different variations, so you've probably seen me do it before when I kind of point my toe up and drive my heel down. I've done it on the box before in a kind of quarter squat fashion, but this is the new variation I've been trying. So my foot is flat on the floor. I'm almost like squatting down. I'm just not bending at the hips whatsoever, so this is all knee flexion, so you won't see my hips drop back as if I'm doing a normal squat. Just to purely focus on that knee flexion, which is going to really get the VMO, which is the vastus medialis, that kind of teardrop muscle, get that firing, which is something that you need to build up. If you've had any knee pain or any knee injuries in the past, really work on the muscle. It'll help you with a little bit of explosion and that kind of top portion of the squat as well. So any explosive movements, this will benefit you, and I like to do it either before or at the end of my session. 3 sets of 10 to 15 reps is normally about what I do, but you get quite close to failure when you do it this way as well. In the past, because I've had patellar tendonitis, I've always found that when I get deep into a squat and when my knee starts going over my toe, I start getting a bit of pain. So this variation allows me to work that range of motion and get used to my knee being over my toe in a squat, which is going to help my knee pain quite a bit. Anyway, finishing off with some Copenhagen, straight leg Copenhagens, just because I have had a bilateral groin tear repair in the past, which is just a sportsman's hernia in the groin. So working on these, doing 3 sets of 20 seconds either side. So working in almost like a Tabata fashion. So 20 seconds on one side, 10 seconds recovery, 20 seconds on the other side. Just repeating through that 3 times. So the strength is massive. I'll do a post on it on my Instagram. It might be up now, it might not be. Just if you have struggled with any sort of groin pain due to kind of the change of direction in sports, especially in football, then these are something that you need to do, and to prevent hernias in the future. So any football, I would recommend doing these 2 or 3 days a week if you can. Just start off for 20 seconds and then you can look to add more and more time. I also added in a little clip of a variation that you can do if you're struggling to do it straight leg, so just a bent leg variation. Again, it's a little bit easier, still working the adductors, so it's a great starting point, and then you can kind of progress from there. So session done. I'm just going to do a little Instagram story just about if people feel like they need music to train, just because I feel like it's a little topic, along with caffeine, which I talked about in a different video. Yeah, so it's a topic like I talked about the last video about people needing caffeine to kind of get going. I feel music might be another thing. That I feel like if you can't train without music, it's another little mental barrier that you probably need to get over, or if you need music to kind of motivate you. So let's go do a little quick Instagram story. So just finished training legs there. Just aim into my mind. How many of you always train with the music on? Like always have to have either headphones in or have music blasting or be in like an atmosphere that's bouncing to kind of get you going? Just a little question, because I've talked about it before in the past, needing something to get stuff done, like needing caffeine, needing pre-workout or something. Just something that popped into my mind. Just interested, click on the poll below. How many of you really feel like you need something to get a training session done? Let's get some food. Anyway, I forgot to film my post-workout. It was just, hang on, I need to show them. Show the fans. What are you doing? Okay. Right. Okay. It's YouTube. Right. Post-workout was 50 grams of whey with just 80 grams of this B&M special. It's like 100 grams, like 83 grams of carb, like 40 grams of sugar. Just tastes like pure sugar. But post-workout, after a leg day, and I've only had 1,800 calories so far today. Like I said, 50 grams of weight, and then we're just writing up tomorrow's live workout, which Bryony's took away. Where's she got that to? So I'll show you the workout. There's the workout.
Cut the grass. Cut the grass. Put the carbs back in the body, lads.
Yeah, that is a great beer, to be fair.
Oh, it is. Very nice.
Fantastic.
From Belgium.
From Belgium. Anyway, workout for tomorrow's live is every minute on the minute. Squat jumps 20, how many push-ups? I guess you can see what we're doing there. So we'll aim for them, then we can adjust it if needed. 20 minutes, rest 2 minutes, little Tabata, or 2 Tabatas, 20 on, 10 off, alternating between lunges and mountain climbers, and then the rest of the minute finish off with up downs, jackknives, and then burpee. So time to go for a walk and then chill out before this one goes to night shift. Right, in a bit.
Do you want your prawns on top or on the side?
Surfing. Just anyway. Gonna dig into Big Waz's special steak, surf and turf. It's baby potatoes with garlic and veg. We're digging. Anyway, that was just a little video. At the minute I'm just filming random stuff during lockdown, so hope you enjoyed it. I'm gonna dig in. If you like the video, remember to like, get subscribed if you haven't already. Podcast as well is down below. Instagram's down below if you were confused what I was talking there. Everything will be down below. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Over and out.